Welcome back to the Random Dad YouTube channel. As usual, we have a special treat video for you today. I am up at the camp and we got a big project to do. We got to shut the town water off at the street and winterize this place. We're going to head out to the street, shut the water off, come in here, hook up a pump to push antifreeze through the whole water system, drain out the water heater, and hopefully call it a day. Before we get into everything, pause the video, take a second, like, subscribe, go over to Instagram, follow me there, keep the Random Dad rolling. Let's get into it. This is what we're working with here. The street comes in here. We've got a ball valve, comes up into a check valve, so we can't backfeed the street. We have a pressure regulator, and then we have this drain fitting or hose bib or whatever you want to call it, and that's what we're going to use to push antifreeze up into the rest of the house. So let's get set up here. First thing I'm going to do, not that it really matters, is shut off this ball valve here, and then we'll get set up with a bucket and some antifreeze and see what we can do here. Actually, I'm going to jump over here and start emptying the water heater. I've added this really sweet bypass valve here for winterizing, and so as you can see, this line here feeds the cold water into the water heater, and then this is the hot water supply that runs out to the rest of the house. And so just like an RV, what I'm going to do here is shut these valves off and open this valve, which basically takes the water heater out of the circuit. So now the hot water side is feeding directly off the cold water side, and I don't have to fill that entire water heater with antifreeze. So we will move our pump bucket out of the way. Sorry, I don't have a lot of great light in here. And we will open this drain valve and open up the top vent. And what that's going to do is allow all of the water that's in the hot water heater to just drain out onto the floor. I've got this submersible utility pump. Shout out Lowe's. Special thanks to our sponsor for selling me this pump. Extra special shout out to the random plumber who helped me plumb this whole place. You know who you are. But the plan here is we're going to drop this submersible pump right into this Lowe's bucket and backfeed the house through the drain here. And then we're just going to run upstairs and turn all the faucets on until we get antifreeze pumping through. This is shout out our sponsor, Ace Hardware. Gotta love Ace. Is the place for helpful whatever. And I got myself a washer supply line that I'm going to use to feed this whole setup. We don't mess around either. Braided stainless lines, because, you know, why not? And it's all they had. Now I want to make sure this bucket is nice and solid because I don't want to dump antifreeze everywhere. And before I crack these antifreeze buckets, I'm going to plug this pump in and make sure the dang thing actually works. Yep, we're in business. I want to save probably 2 gallons of antifreeze to do the toilet and the traps upstairs. not sure this matters, but I think I'm going to start with the fittings that are closest to the pump and work my way away. Plug this in and open the valve and head out. Okay, so we're back here. We were here a minute ago. Crack this. So we got a little pressure. Pushing water out, pushing water out. We should see some pink here momentarily. Ooh, yeah, so we got antifreeze. So we're good here. Okay, in the kitchen, we'll do the cold side first. All right, so we got antifreeze coming out of the cold side. Let's switch over to the hot. And just like that, we got a little foamy antifreeze come through the hot side. We're gonna do the same thing with the bathroom sink. Pink already, we'll do the hot. I think after this I'm gonna run down and check the bucket and see how much antifreeze is left. We might have to put some in. All right, so we got good pink here. All right, I hear the pump going and I know it has a shut off. So we have, oh gosh, yeah, we got plenty of antifreeze here. So we'll go up and do the rest of the bathroom. All right, so the tub shower is the exact same way. This faucet's a little different though. It's one sweep instead of two handles. So I'm gonna go open first just to get the cold side. The valve is just cracked open a little here. Oh yeah, we're already good. And now we're gonna go hot. So I'll go all the way to the other side, to the edge. Great. So now the toilet's gonna be a little bit different. See if I can get, I'm gonna pop that lid off first. So what I'm gonna do here is a little different. I'm gonna shut this valve off first because I want to drain all the water out by flushing it once. All right, and now I'm gonna open this and wait until we get pink come through. I guess I didn't have to do it that way. All right, so I'm gonna let that go for a little bit just to get enough antifreeze in here. And now I'm gonna shut this valve off. And now I'm gonna go down and shut the pump off because I don't wanna run it dry. We've run all the supply lines full of antifreeze. All right, so I'm gonna dump some straight antifreeze in the back of the toilet here because it's a little watered down. And then I'm also going to add a big bunch of antifreeze in here because there was a good amount of water in there that I don't want to freeze. Now, just for good measure, I know I ran some pink through all these, but I want to make sure that those traps are full. So we'll do a good slug there. Good slug of straight antifreeze here. And one last spot. I have to say, that was pretty smooth. So I'm gonna shut this drain valve off here. I really didn't use that much antifreeze. I'm shocked. I bought 6 gallons. Random plumber was like,
oh, that'll be plenty.
and I was kind of like, I don't know. I bet I have 3 gallons of antifreeze sitting here in this bucket. So I'm gonna unscrew this, kind of just set it aside. Over here. Hopefully I don't fall over and dump it everywhere, especially if I'm off camera, because I'm sure you would all love to see that. Now that we have the whole system full of antifreeze, we're ready to dump it all out on the ground. Actually, it won't dump out too far. But anyway, this stack here of the regulator and the check valve, the way the genius random plumber put this in with me was we put couplings on either end so I could take this little stack of equipment out and bring it home. So what I'm going to do now is take this union apart and take this union apart and pop those out. Looks like I got to take this little hanger off too, and then we should be good to go. Random plumber must have been eating his spinach when he put this on. Ah, yikes. I am going to strategically move uphill a little so that when this all starts to come apart, I don't end up wet. Look at that. So we got quite a bit of antifreeze coming out, which is to be expected. After all that, I just dumped this on my foot. So here's what I'm taking home: the check valve and the pressure regulator, and those can just live in the basement at Random Dad headquarters, so I don't have to worry about them freezing.
So I'm gonna put this screw back in here so I don't lose it.
Well, that's it for today's episode of the Random Dad. We got the camp all winterized. I am not a professional plumber, so don't take this as a how-to video. I will not be liable for any of your stuff freezing over the course of the winter. Take a second, give me some feedback. We're all about continuous improvement here at the Random Dad headquarters. Tell me what you think about this video down in the comments. Hit the like, subscribe, tell all your friends about the Random Dad. See you in the next episode.